Hello my fellow YouTubers, and today we'll be talking about my thoughts on Pete's Dragon 2016. Now you're wondering why am I doing this video? Because probably there'll be a gajillion reviews for this film, but I would like to talk to you why this film means a lot to me personally. Well, you see this videotape here. Here we go. My mum recorded this videotape for me when I was just a baby. On it you had Sleeping Beauty, Pete's Dragon, Dumbo and Babes in Toyland. All Disney films. And the entirety of them were Disney films. Now, why I hold Pete's Dragon close to my heart is because it was the first live-action Disney film I ever saw in my entire life. And I loved it. I know it has its faults, but I can't help it. This was my favorite film. It's what made me love dragons. It was incredible. I mean, I love a lot of dragon films. Dragon Ball Z, Flight of Dragons, The Dragon's Eye, you name it. A lot. Dragons are a big part of me. I love the guys. But it all started with this simple VHS tape. I treat this like the Bible, personally. I mean, not to be sacrilegious, just that it holds a special place in my childhood because it gave me such a good time, and I'm really glad my mum recorded all these great films for me. Thank you, Mum. But now, when they were announcing they were making a remake of this film, I was terrified, since I held such a close heart to it back when I was just a babe. Like I said, it was my favorite film, so I was really worried Disney might make it bad. And when I first saw the trailer, I thought this was going to be bad. I'm probably going to be booed for that. It's just after you loved something for so much, you feel like it's going. You just can't believe it's going to be remade. However, today I saw it, and I honestly felt I should have. Oh, sorry. I honestly felt I should have slapped myself on the face because, truth be told, it was an excellent film. 2016's Pete's Dragon was just a blast. Let's talk about the story. Well, the story is very different from the original Pete's Dragon. For starters, we see how Pete is orphaned. When he's just a baby, along with his parents, I think he's about 4, maybe 4ish. Or 5, I think 5. He was, yeah, probably 5. He and his parents were going going for a holiday or a camping trip. However, on the camping trip, the dad accidentally sees a deer, and it causes him to go like this with the car. However, the car crashes, killing both the mum and dad. Pete is just so alone. He doesn't know what happened. He knows what's happened, but he's just trying to grasp it. And then there are these wolves that come that were going to eat him. I mean, just look, for CGI wolves, these things were scary. However, they stop as they see a giant green dragon who looks like he's going to probably stomp on them. At first, Pete is scared of this giant green dragon. However, when Pete touches the green dragon, his skin turns light. It just gets this green glow on it. He looks more alive. And soon, in 6 years, Pete and this dragon have become pals. They've lived together in the forest forever. And Pete has given the dragon a name, Elliot. The reason why he called it Elliot is because the book his parents gave him had a dog called Elliot, and he felt this was appropriate. Soon Pete and Elliot become just great friends. I mean, I love the interaction between these two. It's just like in the original. The way they work together, it's the chemistry they have is good. I really enjoyed it. And singing together was fun. And I'm glad they kept Elliot's invisibility. It was just great. However, soon, however soon, Elliot and Pete see this park ranger coming named Gloria. At first, she's just looking around until Pete takes her watch and examines it. Later, he becomes curious about this watch, and soon he and Elliot go to see the workers cutting down the forest. And after that, Pete and one of the the daughter, Gloria's soon-to-be stepdaughter, sees Pete and chases him. At first, Pete is actually funny towards her until he has an accident hitting his head. Soon, so the people have to take him away to hospital, but which gets Elliot worried about Pete, and soon Elliot will set out on his own quest to find Pete. Soon, Pete is taken to the hospital, and he just wants to go back to the forest. He feels home there. Soon, Pete escapes and he runs through the roads, and he even has a fight with a dog of all things. But soon, Gloria finds him and is able to calm him down. However, back in the forest, Elliot runs in with these hunters who he actually attacks and even sneezes on. This drives one of the hunters angry and makes a vow to kill the dragon if it's the last thing he does. However, Pete is actually setting along with Gloria's family, soon becoming more welcome and rediscovering all these things he lost. He's becoming slowly adapted there. And he even draws a picture of Elliot. But when Elliot comes and sees Pete, he feels a little bit upset, because maybe it's because he feels like he's being replaced by this family, since it turns out this incarnation of Elliot has also lost his family. And soon Elliot has to go back to the forest. However, Gloria talks to her dad, who claims to have seen a dragon, and she asks him, was there really a dragon? Because she always thought it was stories in the end. But now there's some evidence she may have actually seen a dragon, that all those stories may have been true. And soon her father reveals there was a dragon. And the next day, Pete, Gloria, her father and stepdaughter to be go to the forest to see Elliot. At first, Elliot is shy to see these new people, but at first he soon comes along and it works. It was actually nice seeing how Elliot was able to grow accustomed to this family, but it's shattered when the hunters come injecting darts into him. Granted, it was cool seeing Elliot fight back. It was incredible to see how Disney used his CGI to remake him. He felt like a proper dragon. And I mean, if he was a real dragon, I feel that's what he would have looked like. Again, Disney, you did a great job. But sadly, no matter how much Elliot tried to fight back, he succumbed to the injections and fell down, destroying his cave. Elliot is brought back to the woodcutter's mill, where he's about to be where the lead hunter is trying to figure out what to do with him. And the old man, Gloria's father, tells him, "You don't know what you're doing." And that was one of the scenes I like, because think about, dragons exist. This defy changes everything: history, science, religion, everything. Everyone thought this was a fairy tale, but now they have evidence that the species exists. And what are you going to do with that knowledge? However, Pete and Gloria's father and her stepdaughter are able to free Elliot, and we have this cool car chase scene. And soon, however, when they pass the bridge, Elliot has gotten all his strength back, and it's about and actually lets out probably a major badass scene where he destroys the bridge. I'm not kidding. The way he blows fire, that was whoa. Elliot really has grown up. It's just it was so powerful. The way the emotion in it, the way the strength, the raw energy he put into that blast. He completely destroyed that bridge since everyone in that town was after his back. Police, woodcutters, hunters, everyone was chasing after him, and he had enough. He just blew it. And that was just damn incredible. However, his attack had consequences as Gloria and her husband-to-be were going to fall off the bridge. And they did, but Elliot went down in and saved them, proving that despite being a dragon, he wasn't dangerous. He was a good guy, a very good guy, and he saved. And then he and Pete went back to their old hideout. Pete has admitted they can't stay there anymore because people know of his existence. However, Pete admitted he doesn't want to run away. He likes Gloria's family. He wants to stay there. And he gives Elliot his book explaining it's time for them to find their own families. They can't be together anymore. Elliot and I actually felt something that scene. I mean, it was sad in the original film, but that was just damn heartbreaking since this time it was Pete who ended the relationship. I mean, I looked in Elliot's eyes. He didn't want to leave. In fact, he was probably as much lost and confused as Pete was, despite being 6 years away from spending 6 years together. But Elliot got the message and left Pete to the family and went back. Soon, a couple of years later, people knew dragons existed and were okay with it. They were happy about it. The main villain was redeemed, and he's become a part of the family again, and Pete has settled in well with Gloria's family. But what I liked about the ending was that Elliot found his family. There was like a cajillion dragons coming out. It was just lovely since Elliot was one of those mystery characters in the original film. Granted, he was goofy, but still, we never knew where he came from. How did he come from? Who were his parents? Were there any other dragons in our world? This film answered those questions, and God, it was just so lovely seeing all these dragons together. It shows that even though Pete and Elliot found their own families, they're still best friends. So, now let's talk about the characters in the film. Let's talk about the two head honchos, Elliot and Pete. Elliot, despite being different from his predecessor, was very well done. I liked the actor they got for him, and the way they portrayed his rebooted storyline was good. I was a bit cautious because I felt, isn't this a bit too Tarzan Jungle Booky? But despite all that, they made it work, and I liked how he was able to integrate back to into Gloria's family. The way he was able to heal, move on from the grief. I liked that because he's trying to make up for all that lost time, and he's relearning what it means to have a family again. So thumbs up for Pete. They did a good job for him, and I liked his design and character development. Elliot, I'm not gonna lie, I was really worried about Elliot when I first saw him. At first I felt, did they make him too serious, just a little bit over serious? But when I got to know this version, I realized they still kept his innocence. I mean, despite the serious look, he was still the goofy old dragon we all knew and loved from the original film. He was a bit like a dog, the way he moved, the way he just ran. But there were times, despite him not saying anything, you could feel a bit sad about him, like the way his face gestures. That's what I really liked about the CG. They did his face gestures, since even though he can't talk like a human, You can tell what he's thinking just by the way he does his face, and the flying. Oh my God, the flying was amazing. I mean, the other one had problems with flying, but this one just he owned the sky. That was just amazing. Oh, that was beautiful, and I felt it was breathtaking almost. And I'm glad they kept his invisibility ability. That was great. I really liked that about him. I also liked how he got his name from the book. I know it's a little cliche, but be fair, at least they didn't name him Clark or Goku. Let's just be say that for him. Still, I wonder how did he get lost from his family? Did he come from the North Star? Did he just accidentally get lost from the North Star? I don't know, but either way, I'm glad how they did this incarnation. I liked the scenes with him. I loved everything about him. He was a good reboot. For Gloria, I think I liked. I know she's different from Nora, but she had a good heart and she knew what it was like to lose someone important to you. So I think she was the right person for Pete to meet. I can't really say much about everyone else, about her husband and stepdaughter, but that they were just okay characters. They were there for good support. I mean, the stepdaughter was nice to Pete and an obvious love interest that we didn't get in the last film, but still, they were good support. That's all I'm going to say about them. I really liked Gloria's father. Granted, he was different from Lampy. I like drunk Lampy, but still, he was good the way he was able to think about dragons, talk about them, act about them, make all those nice sketches about them, even have knowledge about the outcome. He's like this Gandalf or Dumbledore there, just this cool, wise granddad you have. He was a good character. I liked him. As for the villain, I can't really call him a villain. I think most of the reasons why he was angry at Elliot was just really human reasons. He was just beaten by a dragon and he just had this hunter instinct. But other than that, at the end, he realized what was important, his brother and his future family, and he just got redeemed later. So again, I can't really call him a villain. I just think his reasons were just human. You don't like being beaten by it. You don't like being outbeaten by something you can't explain, and you want to feel and you want to leave a mark on the world by doing the impossible, but at the end you will forget what's important. Again, human nature. But as for the story itself, I think this was an excellent reboot. As a massive fan of Pete's Dragon, I say this film was excellent. I would recommend it to any Pete's Dragon fan or Disney fan, and Disney, this was an excellent reboot. Thank you for bringing back to life this story. You're wonderful and thank you so much. Pete's Dragon, you are fantastic and I love you. Thank you for everything.